Sometimes you come over here and you're on your own. It's a great spot to start a walk in Roshpina because of the view. It's the highest point of the colony. Give you very good orientations. Go and hide down there, Kola Valley down there, Korazim height. Remember we mentioned it in the morning, and after I'll finish, go over there and take a look, and you can see the Korazim height is a bit higher, and the Kola Valley down there is much lower. From here you can get the whole geography in one glance, in one look. Okay, so let's get into our story. You're getting into, what I'm saying right now is going to be true about all third Aliyah Moshavot in the land of Israel, okay? Basically, in principle. When you come to a tour in Rishon LeZion, in Roshpina, in Zichron Yaakov, or in some other of these Moshavot of the end of the 19th century, keep in mind 4 points or chapters that you need to cover. If you did the 4 of them, you're in good place, okay? You can do more, you can add, okay? First of all, first Aliyah, in general, who are the people? Time, where they come from?
Russia.
Values, ideology, what was in their mind, okay? Ages, okay? First Aliyah, we'll get to that in a second. B, the specific story of the start or in a place. There was always a figure, the leader, who came over here and purchased the land for the rest of the people that were still in Poland or Russia or Romania or wherever they were, and later on they came and followed. The specific start, okay, of the story. Third is what we called telling houses or storytellers, okay? You're standing in front of a house, and there is a story over here about a certain family, a certain figure that lived over here and did something significant, meaningful. Sometimes a very famous figure came out of a certain moshava, okay, like Yigal Alon, for example, okay, that was the commander of the Palmach, and later on the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So, and he was born in such a moshava, okay, in part of all. So, houses telling a story, okay, this is the third point. And fourth is the French administration. You cannot talk about these colonies without referring to the French administration. We call them Hapkidut, okay? Those that administrated those towns under the name of Rothschild. We send them over here as these people, as these staff, to look after these places. And what developed as kind of the relationship between the peasants and the clerks or the staff of the administration of Rothschild is a whole story by itself, okay? So these are 4 things that you need to cover. You can talk also about social life over here, or economical issues over here, or things like that, farming, whatever they did. But that's an extra, okay? Those first points are very, very important. So let's start from the first one. First Aliyah, who are the people? Who are the people?
Russian.
Russians.
Russian?
From the
Only
Crimean
Russian?
Ukrainian.
Okay, that's also Russian. So Poland, Polish. Isuda Ma'ala, not far from here, was a Polish colony. And I mentioned Romania, okay.
So Russian, Polish, and
Many of the
Romanian.
most successful Moshavot, Zichron Yaakov and Roshpina, were Romanian. Okay? Even today we bring Romanian workers to build constructions in Tel Aviv. Okay, so Romanian were kind of very practical. You know how to hold your hammer and work. Okay. They were not, guys, it's important because it's very much different from second Aliyah and third Aliyah. We are not talking socialism. We are talking Orthodox Jews, keeping mitzvot, not working on Shabbat, fasting on Yom Kippur. Okay, it's important. Second Aliyah people were not like that.
Also Zionists.
What?
Zionists?
Zionist second Aliyah.
No, first Aliyah, Zionists. The first Aliyah, were they Zionists?
Yeah.
The classic
Yeah,
Zionists.
they were Zionists, but they were religious, they were Orthodox Jews, they were not socialists, they didn't think communism and socialism, okay? They were bourgeois, people with a capital, living in their private houses. It wasn't about
You're talking early 19th century.
equality, what?
The timing, early 19th century.
Yeah.
We're talking 1820s and
Till
30s.
till
No, no, no. 1882. 1882 the first Aliyah.
Right.
Yeah.
Till 1902. Okay.
شو هالمرض
Guys, they were not young. Second Aliyah, third Aliyah, 18 years old. Youngsters left their parents in Russia and came here barefoot, starving, sick, ill, nothing to eat, okay? Third Aliyah people not like that. They're people that came in families. They came with their children. They couldn't be 18, they had children already. They were in their 30s, in their 40s, okay? So one more time. Age, not young. Families, Orthodox Jews, not socialist, okay? This is all things that characterize first Aliyah people, okay? Most of them Eastern Europe, even though, for example, we have not far from Jerusalem, Hartub, near Beit Shemesh, there was a moshava called Hartub. It was a Sephardic moshava, okay? They were from Bulgaria and from some other places, they were not from Rome and Russia. Okay. The start of Roshpina is peculiar, it's unique. It has, I say it in a smile, 2.5 start. The smile is about the half. What is a half? There was a guy named Sidas. Sidas lived in Damascus, Syria. Now there were riots in Damascus in 1840 and Jews were hurt. He was a young man, a Jewish guy, and he was strong. So he killed a Syrian policeman. The policeman came into the Jewish quarter, he took him out of his horse. Too strong, too tough. Irreversible, we cannot revive him, so he needed to leave Damascus. And he came out of Damascus and he came over here. There was no Roshpina over here, there was Jauni. This street over here is a border between Jauni and Roshpina. And like Chezi told you, this is the last house of Jauni that still stands, okay? All the rest is on the ground. So he came to Jauni and he started grazing over here. He took goats and sheep, okay? And he started to produce cheese. He did that first here at Roshpina, and then he went to Safed, which is 10 kilometers up the hill. And he had a dairy in Safed. And guys, in Israel, everyone knows about Gvinot Sfat, Gvinat Sfatit, Safed, cheese, okay? Okay? Today, we have only 2 dairies in Safed, Kadosh and Meiri. In mandatorial time, British time, there were 13. It was an empire. Dairies in Safed alone, okay? And they market their cheese all over the land. So it all started with this seed that's here at Roshpina. So I'm saying in a smile, half a start of Roshpina is that Sidas guy that was living over here and left to Safed after a few years. But this is kind of an episode. 1878. If you will go to Mount Meron, which we also know are known in the Arabic name Jermak, there was a small Druze village over there called Jermak. Famous name is of a guy from Safed called Israel Bak or Israel Beck that lived in Safed, and Safed was destroyed in a major earthquake in 1837. So that guy left Safed, that was ruined to the ground, and went to Jermak in Mount Meron, and he lived there for 3-4 years. That's when he wrote down, those were the best years of my life. Paradise, Mount Meron. It seems that the truth was a bit different, but when you write your memory 40 years after, it's almost so great and brilliant, it wasn't such. Anyway, after 4 years, he moved to Jerusalem, and he re-established his print house and started to print a paper that was known later on in the history of Zionism called Chavatzelet. In the old Jewish quarter in Jerusalem, he reprinted Chavatzelet Israel Bak, or Beck. He also had a son, Nissan Bak. They reconstructed the big synagogue of the old Jewish quarter. Okay? Now, he's the son of Nissan Bak, or the grandson of Israel Bak. His name is Eliezer Roka. Eliezer Roka, another name in Israel, was born in Israel and managed to get on a paper a list of almost 1,000 that wanted to settle down on the ground and become farmers. And the first attempt that he did with 70 yeshiva bocher was here at Roshpina. 1878, he came down from Safed, with 17 young guys, and he started to plow the land. You can understand that since they were studying, they were students in a yeshiva, they didn't know much about farming, and they were doing the worst farming that you can think of. And after a year, most of them left and they starved, okay? And the Walker saw that all this, how should we say, project is going downhill, so he went to Russia to Romania to collect some money to restart the whole thing. Now, the people of Safed didn't like him because he was taking people from the yeshiva and trying to convince them to become farmers.
Yeah.
They didn't like him, so they sent a message to Romania that this guy is a spy and they should arrest him. He sent a message to Russia, sorry. So he couldn't go now to Russia, so he went to Romania. He came to Romania and he was going through Jewish communities and collecting money. And at a certain place called Moinisht, and still have that Moinisht in Romania today, Western Romania, there was a Jewish community, and he talked to them, and they were so excited on the story that they said, we are coming to settle down in the land, in Israel. So they sent a guy, his name is Moshe David Shuv, to go, they gave him money and say, go to Israel and buy us some pieces of land that we can settle down in. And do it near Jaffa. They were practical, I told you before. They say Jaffa, there's a port, boats come, boats go, energy, work. We managed to survive there better. He went to Jaffa, he didn't like Jaffa. So he went to Haifa, he didn't like Haifa. So he went to Tiberia, he didn't like Tiberia. Then he came over here, it was winter time, there was snows on Mount Ramon, all the streams, the rivers, the Hola Valley were flowing with water. It reminded him of Romania, he said, this is good. He bought the land over here. The worst land that you can think about. He didn't know much about farming. He went back to Romania, they opened the map and said, did you buy land near Jaffa? I said, no, a bit far away. Here. Then he showed them where he bought the land, they want to kill him. Later on, they want to kill him a few more times. He was kind of a man of vision, but he wasn't very practical. But eventually they came. And they settled down over here in 1882. And this is after Silas in 1840 and Eliezer Rochach in 1878. So now it's the third time, okay? The start of Roshpina in 1882, which fluently goes all the way till today. And after 140 years, okay? So we had the first chapter, first Aliyah, what it's all about. We have the second chapter, the specific start of Roshpina, okay? And now we'll go down and find some nice houses and put there up the story. Yalla. Let's go. Take a look at the